Sorry.
Welcome. What? Welcome, you beautiful purveyors of pretzel cheese, to Geek Salad's video hangout for our favorite and least favorite of Magic Kingdom. I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Cutting me off in the intro was...
So that was me, Juli.
I'm Jonna.
I was hoping I'd get a question in before we went live, and then boom, live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's... When you see Mike's hand go up like this, he's conducting to me.
I can't see his hand.
You can't?
No.
Really?
Oh,
wow.
Oh, I'm only looking at myself. Cool. Sorry.
Oh, well then. So
I have to make sure I look pretty on camera, you know?
So this caps off the last of the Florida Disney parks that we have to talk about, the Magic Kingdom. And today we are talking about our most favorite things about the Magic Kingdom. Who doesn't love the Magic Kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I'll tell you who.
Is where dreams go to die. Just kidding. I love Magic Kingdom.
I once had a roommate that told me that King's Dominion in Virginia was better than Disneyland.
I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah, exactly. I believe my exact words were not words so much as me spitting out my like my hungry man's breakfast in her face as she was telling me this.
So I think the only thing for me that would top Magic Kingdom is the Harry Potter world in Universal. Not all of Universal, just Harry Potter world.
Just Harry Potter is better than the entirety of Magic Kingdom? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, for me.
Okay.
Well, it is very immersive. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, it is very immersive.
Like literally, like it's just like for someone who has basically like lived this series for my entire life. Like I'm obsessed, and so sorry, Magic Kingdom. I've only been to Universal once, and I go to Magic Kingdom like twice or three times a year. So clearly you're winning, Magic Kingdom, so it's okay.
You've got Julie's money. You have nothing to worry about. So let's get started. Oh, you know what? I want to put an addendum on for a conversation we had last week about two of the things. One thing I felt was lacking, and something that Julie felt she didn't care for. Last week we talked about movies that did not have decent representation in the parks. And I said Wreck-It Ralph. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Julie, you do not like the Tomorrowland Speedway, right?
Hate it.
All right. I think I came up with a solution that benefits both of us.
Oh my God, I think I love it.
Okay. It is taking the Sugar Crush race cars from Wreck-It Ralph and taking Tomorrowland Speedway and turning them into the Sugar Crush race cars.
And then like making the whole thing the Sugar Crush world.
Exactly.
I would ride the heck out of that ride. And I'm not into driving because I live in Southern California where, living on the freeway is a way of life.
Yes, exactly. You will live on the freeway. You will die on the freeway.
You'd probably be able to drive faster in these cars on the little Tomorrowland Speedway than you probably do most days on the California freeway.
Well, that would be tonight for the most part, but we won't get into that.
What would be really cool is if they put like that giant volcano right in the middle of it and had it like erupts, bubbles every now and then.
Oh, that would be fun. I want to fix it, Felix too. I want him to just pop up everywhere.
It is a very simple fix, and I work cheap. I work reasonably. So
now, is there a tunnel on the Tomorrowland Speedway?
There is not.
So I feel like a tunnel would be really cool and have like that underground part where she is, where all the little like alien spider seed egg things were. That would be cool too.
Yeah, that would be cool. See?
Can you tell I know what I'm talking about?
We can do this.
Wreck-It Ralph.
We can do this. Disney, get on it.
Dear Disney.
So anyway, we're now talking about our most favorite things about the Magic Kingdom. We'll start with attractions. And Mike, why don't you start us off? What's your favorite attraction at Magic Kingdom?
Oh, geez. Now I got to find my list here.
Oh, you have a list.
I think I'm going to start with the People Mover.
I love
do
the
love
People
the People
Mover.
It's a simple ride, but damn it if it isn't nice, cool, and relaxing, and it takes you past the prototype of what Walt wanted Epcot to be, and then you've got a long tunnel of pitch black where you go through Space Mountain. What's not to love?
It hasn't been pitch black any time that I've been on it.
Oh, I love it when it's pitch black.
Yeah.
That makes me disappointed. It used to be called the TTA, right? The Tomorrowland Transit Authority.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
But it was always the People Mover. Brought to you by your friends at Goodyear.
Right. I also enjoyed too that they do bring you right through like 2 gift shops too.
Oh yeah. You can see what you want to buy later on.
That's where I found all the porgs.
Oh, nice.
I didn't buy any of the porgs, but I saw them all.
Oh, that's awesome.
If I look at a website on my computer, will the Google Hangout still exist?
It
Yes.
should.
So let me know if I disappear.
All right.
Okay.
We'll scream at you.
Am I still here?
And by the way, I
Yes.
apologize if I'm sniffling and dabbing throughout the entire thing, and not like this kind of stupid dab, but like dabbing my nose. I get hit with the allergy stick hard today. So this is what I get for cleaning out my garage.
So it is called the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is the TTA. It's just also the People Mover.
So it's the TTA.
It's so relaxing.
It's the TTA PM.
Otherwise known as the People Mover. Moving on, people.
I'm also going to say that the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, the
Absolutely.
Haunted Mansion I'm obsessed.
I love.
Who doesn't love the Haunted Mansion?
I have Haunted Mansion everything. That like purple wallpaper pattern is my life.
Oh, hold on. Someone else gone.
Well,
You are. Oh, no, we're all here.
Okay, give me a sec here.
I think we're all here. I see everybody.
Like disappeared.
Yeah, no. I just had to stand up and get this.
Oh, what's that?
that's
This
his artwork.
is, yeah, I bought
Oh
this.
wow,
That is the Black Widow Bride ghost.
that's beautiful.
Oh,
Okay, so
that's
then I
awesome.
need to get my awesome Haunted Mansion thing. So give me a second.
Of course, I've got another piece of artwork that's just as beautiful. That's from one of my favorite Disney movies, Aladdin, and then that was given to me by a wonderful, lovely woman.
Is her name Jonna?
It might be.
Okay, so
Spoilers. Oh,
I got
that's cool.
right, so when you shake it, it's bats.
Nice.
It glows
What?
in the
Oh,
dark.
that's awesome.
It glows in the dark, and plays the graveyard song.
Nice.
I can't display mine because mine broke.
Oh.
I got a wonderful Christmas ornament the last time I was there at Memento Mori. Oddly enough, it was the haunted holly wreath from the California incarnation, the holiday version of everything. And my Christmas tree wiped out this December.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So his haunted holly arms broke off, and I have to glue them.
Oh, thanks. Closest thing I have to a souvenir is one I didn't even buy. Autumn took a picture of me in the gift shop wearing this jaunty top hat.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have we did Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party in October, and one of the like photo pass pictures is holding a lantern in front of the Haunted Mansion sign. So it's me dressed as Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, holding up the lantern with like a terrified look on my face. Oh, it's my favorite picture by far.
Cool. I mentioned this about Star Tours, and the same thing goes with Haunted Mansion. It really just makes you believe in Disney magic. That ballroom.
Oh
When you
yeah. And if you've
those
ever seen any of the like shows on the Discovery Channel or anything about how all of the things in the Haunted Mansion were created, oh, it's incredible because when it was created, it was so long ago that they had like that technology and it's still just carried through.
Oh,
Right.
I've seen it. I've seen it in real life. I actually went on one of the tours. It takes you underneath the people mover track. I mean, the Omni mover track, and you actually see all the statues and all that.
That is so cool.
Yeah, there's actually a line on the floor.
Which tour was that? Was that Keys to the Kingdom?
No, I think it's from Marceline to Main Street.
I want to go on that tour so bad.
There's a line on the floor saying if you don't step over this, because if you do, you may appear in the ballroom.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're very. If you do that, they'll probably kick you out.
Right, exactly.
I just like hop in and just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I don't want to be one of those people that gets kicked out of Disney World.
Some of those illusions that they use are so old school, but they work so very well. I mean, this is stuff
They're
that
still
goes
very
back to
effective.
the Victorian era, but it works.
Yeah.
Madame Leota and the
crystal ball.
Crystal ball, that's the word. I was like, it's not a mirror ball because that's a disco ball.
Yeah. Well,
And,
last time we went, unfortunately, like the shroud that they hide the like the scanners that project your face, those had somehow fallen off.
Oh.
So as you're coming around, you see the head and she's talking to you, and then you see like this weird, like almost like I'll just call it a robot crow. It's just these like little things moving around with little green tips on them. Like, oh, somebody needs to fix that.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it happened. I mean, this happened last year when we went.
Apparently,
even just like the whole experience of the Haunted Mansion is awesome. When you're walking through the line, there's different interactions that you can have. All the tombstones say really cool things, and then you walk in that first room when the room grows and the
stretch room, yeah.
Amy actually knows exactly where the door is, no matter which room we go into. I don't know how she knows. But she's like, and we're going to stand here. And then the door opens and we're the first ones out. I don't know how she does it.
The interactive queue is really nice. And I got to say, that's one thing where they are above their counterpart at Disneyland. That's a very entertaining queue line there.
Yeah, but Disneyland gets NBC at Halloween time. So
right.
I'd take that over my interactive wait line because we've had
and Disneyland has got the Hatbox Ghost.
Yes, gotta love the Hatbox Ghost, but that's another episode.
I don't know how I missed going on the Haunted Mansion when I was there. I must have. I don't know.
Well, when did you go?
I didn't go when it was Halloween. I went over the summer, but I'm pretty sure I should have gone on it. I think I went on everything except the Matterhorn, stupidly.
You didn't go on the Matterhorn.
I'm very upset with myself about that. But I did do both parks in one day.
Oh. I just remember being in Disneyland, and it was the first ride that I gone on. It was me, my sister, and my mom, and just all of us sitting in the buggy, in the Doom buggy. And anybody who knows me and how much I hate puns, it takes a lot for me to say I love this ride. I do love this ride, but the puns.
You're gonna hate our Skipper Canteen episode of One Little Spice. Then sorry.
But I just remember my mother when the hitchhiking ghosts show up. Just this sheer. She was giggling. She was having a great time. So.
Yeah, your mother would do that.
Disney magic. Yeah, my mom who almost got kicked out of Rocky IV. So there's a story behind it. You have to go back and listen to our Stallone episode on geeksalad.podbean.com to get the whole story. It involves profanity. Any other rides, Mike?
I'm sure there are, but let's let somebody else grab them.
Okay. Jonna.
Well, mine too is that a single favorite attraction there is the Haunted Mansion, because you've got some things that we don't. You've got the big library. We've got a walk-in area where you get to your dune buggy, and at the end of it, you have 2 little busts, and you guys have a whole library full of them, plus the whole thing about the world's greatest ghost writers. And then you guys move through the library and into that hallway with that Escher-esque staircase with the footprints glowing green and going in all possible directions. And I love that. But I also have to say that I do dearly love your teacups for one very important reason. They still spin like they were originally intended to. And for anyone who doesn't understand that, in California, because of an accident, they put a restrictor on the teacups so you can spin the wheel as hard as you want, but you're only going to go so fast. And I got back there, and Mike can tell you, I was like, oh my gosh, it spins like I remember, and I was whipping us around. Poor guy. I think I made it.
How did you do on that, Mike?
Oh, I was fine. You know, if I start feeling a little dizzy, I just close my eyes for a second.
Oh, that makes it worse for me. Oof.
Yeah,
Well,
I suffer vertigo. Something on those things.
But it was, that ride is near and dear to my heart because that was a ride my father used to take me on when I was a little girl. And, it was the biggest thrill in the world to be spinning around madly. And so I really appreciated that when I got there.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Juli?
So one of them I know is not one that you like too much, Andy. So I'll start with that one.
Okay, Walter's Family Robinson Treehouse?
No, Peter Pan's Flight.
I don't so much hate the ride more than I don't get why the wait is so long for it.
It's just so cool. You're in a flying boat. The whole ride is all blacklit. It's just really cool the way they did it. And the wait line is pretty epic too. We did it once when the wait wasn't too bad, and we
queue the ride.
We caught the queue. It was amazing, and we actually ended up causing a traffic jam.
Yeah.
We ended up causing a traffic jam because we were looking through, and that's a new queue. That hadn't always been that way.
Right.
But you walk through the Darling's house, and that's really cool.
Yeah. When we had done the extra magic hours, they put us right through the fast pass line, so we never get to see any of it.
No, that's dumb. But yeah, no, I just think it's so cool, and it's I love Peter Pan, and it's all blacklit, and when you look down and you see all the traffic moving, I don't remember how they said that they did that, but it's obviously not cars. But it's just little black light dots that are just moving around on the little track like cars. It's so cool.
Right. I think the ride itself is really cool. I wouldn't go so far as to call it amazing, but it's a lot of fun. Out of the 3 rides the other 2 rides that are similar, it's the best one of the 3. And comparing it to Winnie the Pooh and Little Mermaid.
Oh, you don't like Little Mermaid? That was going to be another one of mine.
Oh, we had a bad experience on Little Mermaid where it kept breaking down every 3 seconds.
Okay.
And it was just Sebastian. Oh, that's Sea Witch.
So Peter Pan, I also like how they use pixie dust to lower your bars down.
Yes.
So cool.
That is cool.
So I have 2 more, but the Little Mermaid one is one of my favorites. I just think it's so cool. So you're in your little clamshell, and then you go backwards, and there are these little lights that are bubbles, so it makes it seem like you're going underwater.
Under the sea?
Yeah, I just think it's so cool. It's that little teeny tiny touch. And the Under the Sea is one of my favorite songs. So seeing all the crazy rainbow fish dance to it. My only issue with the ride is that my my phone camera doesn't take too good of pictures of things moving in the dark. So none of my pictures ever come out clear. So one day I'll need to remember to bring my DSLR and not use a flash.
I enjoy the ride as well. My only issue with it is the fact that it takes the entire 3rd act of the movie and crams it into the lower corner of one scene.
Yeah, no, I see
and still sanitizes it. Curses!
But I mean, you're right. Meeting Ariel was really fun after that, though.
Oh, we never had Ariel after the ride. I will say
Well, it's
the
not after the
Ursula.
ride. It's in like a whole other section, and if you don't
Oh.
get it right, you wait like a half an hour for her. But it's actually Ariel in her
With
fin
her fin.
versus
Yeah.
like her in the dress and all the other like character meals and stuff, because obviously she can't walk around in her fin.
Right. I have to admit, I think that the Ursula animatronic is amazing.
Except for when she loses her head.
Well,
Yeah.
that besides that.
I was thinking just that, Julie.
We stayed at Art of
She
Animation.
got defeated early that ride.
We stayed at Art of Animation, and there's this enormous, like 30-foot Ursula.
Oh, I bet.
And I
that's
kept joking with Autumn that it's great. Every morning we come out, and before breakfast, we're greeted by a 30-foot drag queen. After walking right underneath Ariel's butt. So
I gotta say, one of my friends, his name is Ronald, and he played Ursula, and he did an incredible job, and his makeup was stunning. So, drag queen, exactly.
of course.
And then, sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. This was directed to Andy. Was that the hotel you stayed at where you made the comment about you can't spell generic?
Without Eric.
Poor Prince Eric.
Oh yeah. Between the statue of Eric and then the picture of him right next to our bed. How am I supposed to compete with that?
He does have some pretty nice eyebrows. Amy thinks so.
He does. And voiced by the actor who would later do Greg Brady on the Brady Bunch movies.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then you're like, there were Brady Bunch movies, weren't there?
I really like the Brady Bunch movies. I thought they were very, very funny.
Do you have any other rides you want to talk about?
Yes, my last one, Splash Mountain, which Mike said he did not like on the last episode, but I love the Brer Rabbit, and I know that's a little controversial, but I love the Brer Rabbit. And the first time going on this ride was my first time in the park when I was 21. And I have no idea how I didn't know that that was the story that this ride was based on. But going on it for the first time and hearing that song and going through the whole thing,
Yeah.
realizing that the ride, like, you know, the log flume rides at Canby Lake and things like that.
Candy Lakes, yeah.
And you go down. Like, this was so, I didn't realize that it was actually an entire, like, it's what, like an 11-minute ride or something crazy? Like
It's a 10.5-minute ride. If you have the Splash Mountain song on your Spotify playlist, it goes the length of the ride. It legitimately takes you down the drop into Zippity Doodah.
Actually, I thought the song was like 11 minutes. I mean, 14
It might
minutes.
be 11 minutes, but the entirety of the ride is covered under that one song.
But it was just such a surprise and so incredible. I loved it. And then, like, there's
I like it because it's a fun ride. The line, believe it or not, I was shocked at how fast that line moved when we went.
Yeah.
We didn't have a fast pass for it.
They are very good at getting through that line. I always have a fast pass. And it's so crazy, like, how much you have to walk up even still with a fast pass. You're not waiting in line, but you realize exactly how far you're walking up. Sorry, that's my clock again.
Okay. Yeah, I really enjoy it. It was funny too. I didn't realize until I found out when it was built. When I went on spring break in 1993, the ride was less than a year old.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, wow, I went on it when it was brand spanking new.
Yeah,
So
I like
the
that
year after Epcot opened then? No, that was 81. Never
No,
mind.
that was 82.
I really like that one, even though I have to go alone every time because I cannot be accompanied on that ride.
No,
But-
no, you cannot.
Did you not
That's
ride
not-
it when we were in Disney either? Who did I
Nope.
go on that with? I went on it with,
But
it was,
you guys have way better seats than us.
yeah, when I went down with Mike, it was me, Keith, I think Caden and Maddie were in. There had to have been more.
I don't think Caden would have gone on it because he would have been way too young.
No, he was like just finally the right height because he went on Hulk with us too at Universal. But yeah, so every ride that trip, any ride that we were on with Keith broke down. Anything he
Yeah.
wasn't on did not break down. Haunted
That sounds
Mansion,
like
Splash
Charlotte.
Mountain, Small World, everything. It was cursed because of him.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Thanks, Keith.
Nice. So, Mike, I have to tell you this then. If I ever make stupid, consequently free money, you're going on every ride because that'll be the condition when I bring you. Every single
I'll pay my own way.
damn
Thank you.
one. What's that?
I'll pay my own way. Thank you.
I'll go.
I'll go on
you'll-
every ride, Andy.
See, now you're just after me for my hypothetical money. So,
Well, if you're going to be flashing it around like that, you know.
I mean, even if I paid my own way, I would still go on every ride. So.
oh, I appreciate that because I would too.
Actually, I take that back. I won't go on It's a Small World.
Oh, I can't go on Star Tours because it makes me physically ill. So
Okay.
anything else, I will go on.
I really, honestly, Julie, thought that it was like I am no longer allowed to go on. I mouthed off to an Imperial trooper, and I can no longer go on the ride. And Jonna, Small World, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to say anything bad about it because it's one of my daughter's favorite rides.
Oh.
Oh, she loved it.
I worked at
However,
the store where we had that on sing-along song, and we had little medallions that hung by cash wrap that would, if you breathed wrong, they would play a teeny off-key version of that song. So it makes me twitch every time I hear it.
Andy, the last time you were there, did you guys have magic bands yet?
yes, we did. We've had them for both the last 2 times we've been there. Nothing brings out
when you were on Small World the last time, did they have the screens where they're like, hey?
Yes.
So do they?
I was just going to say, nothing brings out the conspiracy theorist in my wife more than when she's like, how do they know my name? How do they know I'm on the ride? I'm like, it's RF technology, honey.
I didn't know if Scarlett was excited to see her name up there.
She was just like, oh, this is good. She loved the ride, though, which is better than my spring break trip when my roommate was just like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yeah, my reaction on going on It's a Small World was the dolls are blinking now. They're learning and adapting.
Can you
takeaway-
imagine a world that was just taken over by It's a Small World characters? Hey, Disney, make that movie.
That's something out of Twilight Zone.
I was gonna say that might be the movie of Mike and Jonna's nightmares.
There you go. My takeaway from It's a Small World is we are a very diverse world. We have a lot of different cultures, and they all come together, and everything is all right as long as we end up speaking English in the end. Because
Fair
that's
enough.
the white room.
It's very white, yes.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
So, huh?
Actually,
They all sing English in the end of it.
as long as you have the money, because it's white and gold.
There we go. Julie, did you get any others?
I mean, how much time do we have?
Okay, I guess I'll take over then.
If I think of any like last minute, the Jungle Cruise.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. Every time.
I mean-
Jungle Cruise, Jingle Cruise. Like, I've heard all the jokes over and over
Yep.
again. And every time it's just so hilarious. Those guys, I'm just so impressed with them because they're just so great over and over and over again.
I can't count the amount of times I've taken a picture of the backside of water.
I know.
And they're still coming up with new bad jokes. That's the best part, because I heard a new one the last time I was there. That it was the world famous Jungle Cruise, brought to you by your friends at Derm Luggage. When you travel, pack a Derm.
Yeah, I may never call that ride my favorite, but that doesn't mean I don't love it so.
Definitely a favorite. We fast pass that every time we go.
So I have a couple, and I have them kind of ranked in different ways. So like I have the favorite family ride, the favorite couples ride, and I have my favorite all time. All-time favorite is the big boy, Space Mountain, just because I just love Space Mountain. I know it's not as dark as California, but and don't make that face, Julie.
Sorry.
Look at that face while you're stroking your pony. You're like, there's just something about.
I don't hate it, but it's definitely not my favorite.
Yeah, there's something about the thrill of being in the dark, being thrown around. It's weird also because like I'm 6'2", and I just feel like I have to hunker down a little bit, or else my head's gonna get taken off. So I have that extra thrill.
That opening I guess the opening part of the ride where it's like flashing as you go through, I go,
yeah.
Can you tell me when I can open my eyes? I
gotcha. I would love to experience the old Disneyland Paris one though, that looked like the Jules Verne trip to the moon.
Ooh.
Where you start in a cannon and they shoot you like that old black and white movie, the old silent movie where they had the cannon to shoot the bullet into the face of the moon.
And he bleeds cheese.
Yes. But their ride, Defunctland has a really good video on that, so check that out. My favorite couples ride, and this is one I was so happy lived up to the to my remembering how awesome it was Big Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain is amazing. I have a great story about that one.
Oh, just like Splash Mountain, you have to go upstairs, even on the Fast Pass. You have to go upstairs.
Yeah.
But it's
and then you go downstairs. Like, why?
I know. I don't get it either. But there was this great bit. Autumn and I had gone on. I hadn't been on in like decades because the time we went before it was under refurbishment. So you're doing all the twists, and there's that thing of just ribs, those bones. And Autumn, in a spark of genius, looks at me and in her best Scottish accent goes, "Look at the bones!" So every time, we rode that ride like 3 or 4 times on our last trip. Every time, look at the bones!
Those bones conjure up images from childhood of watching the Flintstones getting their delivery of ribs.
Tip over Fred
ride, when you were in the queue line, you used to be able to shoot water at the trains when they went by.
Oh, really?
And they
have the thing now. They have the thing now with the canaries, which I think is really cute, where they have like the little singing canaries, little holograms.
What's really kind of funny is that as they kind of revamped the queue a couple years ago, and as you go through, you see a bird cage. I think it's an empty bird cage, and there's a little sign that's saying Rosita. Because if you go on the Tiki Room, one of the lines in the beginning, Jose says, "Wonder what happened to Rosita."
You can't go in the Tiki Room anymore, right? Or what went away?
No, the Tiki Room's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Are you sure?
I was worried because I've never been in the Tiki Room. Excuse me.
It's all right. It's fun. It's whatever.
And then my last favorite ride is the family.
Hold on, I have a story about.
Oh, go ahead. BTM. Go ahead.
So, Big Thunder Railroad. We went on it the same day that we waited. Hold on, I can't see myself talk. We went on it the same day. Sorry. The same day we waited in line for 50 minutes in the pouring rain to eat at Be Our Guest for lunch. Totally worth it. Amazing. Worth every penny. Phenomenal. And so Big Thunder Railroad was closed, and we had fast passes for it, so we waited a while. And after lunch, the rain dissipated, so we were like, yes, we can go on Big Thunder. So we get on the ride, and we're going up like that first big hill that brings you out into like the opening. And it was pouring, and so we didn't realize that it started raining again because we just thought that like there was a water element that they added to the ride and got so excited. And then for the rest of the ride, it was just pouring. It was the greatest ride I've ever had on Big Thunder.
Oh man,
it was incredible.
Go on in the dark because it actually feels like it moves faster.
Oh yeah, it's crazy in the dark.
Yeah. And then my last favorite is my family ride, which is Seven Dwarfs Minecart.
Wait, so what was your couple's ride?
That was Big Thunder Mountain.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Seven Dwarfs Minecart, reasonably brand new to everything. No?
It bothers me how short it is.
Yeah, and for the wait, I can definitely understand.
Like, it's cute, and when you go through the tunnel and you're going up, and they're like, hi ho.
Oh, the animatronics in that are phenomenal.
So
They really
incredible. But I wish it was longer.
I wish that the queue line was shorter, quite honestly. But other than that, I love the engineering of the ride too, because I love the swivel cars.
Yes, that makes it really cool.
The swivel cars definitely make the ride, because they make those curves seem a lot worse than they are.
They did widen the seats too, because there was a period in time where we were all scared that we were all going to get stuck.
Oh boy.
He actually had a nightmare that she was trying to get out, and as she was trying to get out, the ride started again. Yep. But I like how on that one, when you get the photo pass, they give you a video
Yes.
of it as well. I think that's really cool. And there's 2 photo pass spots.
Yes, there are. Which I like.
I always miss them and make this face. Or like my hands are like this. It's a mess.
I had some 2 dummies like dabbing in one of them, and it just made the entire our picture look terrible. It was like these 2 dudes just like this. I'm like, oh, you ruined our photo.
Rude.
Yeah. So let's start talking about food, our favorite place to eat. Jonna, why don't you kick us off?
Well, in deference to Julie, I'll go with my second favorite.
No, please. I have to talk so much about it on Wednesday. Please take it.
Okay.
Take it.
Well, then my favorite by far has to be the Jungle Navigation Company Limited Skipper Canteen. You've got all the bad jokes of the Jungle Cruise and some really awesome internationally inspired food. I'm only a little bit tweaked that all the things that I tried that I just adored are not there anymore, but I've looked through the menus and they now have variations on the same theme. I got made a repas, which were these corn or flour pancakes with tostones and slow cooked beef and black beans, and it was so good. And now they have what they call Orinoco Ida's cachapas, which are the same, very similar thing, only it's pork, which gets to be even better. Oh my God. But I love the fact that they have 3 different, Be Our Guest, they have 3 distinct different dining rooms with different theming in each one. You walk through one of them through a secret bookcase.
You need to, if you have a couple seconds during your meal, read all of those books because they are hilarious. One of my friends joked that he got his degree in underwater basket weaving. So while we were there, it caught my eye. There is a book called Underwater Basket Weaving that I obviously had to take a picture and send to him. Like, oh my God, look what I found. But yeah, like just the little details are insane.
Like Mike said about the Jungle Cruise, the backside of water, stamped on the back of the menu, backside of menu. And there's a letter inside that's supposed to be from Alberta Falls, whose father or grandfather was responsible for this. And it always ends very similarly to the Jungle Cruise. It said, we enjoy having you and we hope you enjoy being had. Please relax and enjoy your meal and then get out. Yours truly, Alberta Falls. P.S. I'm sorry, that was rude. Please get out. But that was so good. What I got was an appetizer, and I highly recommend that if anyone wants to try more than one delicious thing, get 2 appetizers. It's so worth it, and it works just as well.
I got the fried whole fish.
Not piranha.
No, ours was actually lionfish.
That thing is impressive when it comes out on the plate.
And like they don't have lionfish anymore, so it's still pretty to look at. But it was incredible. And everybody's like, ew, gross. It was so cool. And then like you peel off all of the fish, and it's so flaky and so delicious. And it has this like curry sauce on it. We asked for extra on the side, but wow, that was really good. And that rice pudding. The rice pudding at the end was probably the best rice pudding I've ever had. It wasn't sweet. What?
The quicksand dessert?
Yes, and it like wasn't sweet like I was expecting it to be. It was just
no, it wasn't.
Sweetness. It was so perfect.
And that bright pink hibiscus meringue that they capped it off with. Yeah, I had that same dessert.
We got some really pretty pictures of that. It was delicious.
Yeah, I would go there again. And Mike had mentioned to me that there was talk about possibly doing a Haunted Mansion themed restaurant, and I was kind of until I went to the Skipper's Canteen. And now, having seen how well they pulled it off to the Jungle Cruise, I'm like, bring on the Haunted Mansion. I want to see that.
I want that purple wallpaper everywhere when I'm eating.
But
I want that purple wallpaper on my dessert. I want it everywhere.
The best thing, I mean, with the food, ultimately, because when you're eating, you want it to be about the food. And it was so good. You had Asian-inspired food. You had South American food. So you got in a park that's generally aimed toward younger people, and you have more safe choices than, say, you would at like Epcot or Animal Kingdom. This one had flavors for people who are more adventurous in their eating habits.
And
I really like
trees for the kids.
Yes, they did.
So, Julie, what about you?
Oh gosh, so hard.
Name one. Name one.
Okay, so Be Our Guest would probably have to be my favorite for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every menu is different. Breakfast and lunch are quick service. And so breakfast, I'd say we did it once, not on the Disney dining plan, but it's definitely a better value on the Disney dining plan because it's like $25. Now, for what Amy and I ordered, $25 makes sense. But for people who get like the fruit cup option. So like I was saying, the first time we went there, it was right when they had opened. And they weren't taking any fast pass reservations or any sort of reservations at all. So we waited in line for 50 minutes in the pouring rain, all three of us sharing one teeny tiny umbrella.
Oh, man.
Okay. So you'd think we'd be in a pretty bad mood. But this meal, wow. So first off, you walk through and they don't do it that way anymore. They like take your order now. But you used to walk through and kind of like put in your own order. But I got potato and leek soup and then this like braised short rib beef thing with some root vegetables and mashed potatoes. And then you get to try the gray stuff. It is delicious. It's really easy to make. It's awesome.
It is so delicious.
So the gray stuff at dinner, which we did not have, is on like this tart with like a custard and the gray stuff. For breakfast and lunch, it is a like dark chocolate cupcake. The breakfast and lunch one is 1,000 times better. That cupcake, I don't normally like cupcakes, but oh my god, with that gray stuff, amazing. Now,
there's a whole new gray stuff with a white chocolate chip teacup filled with the gray stuff.
That's super cute. So, side note on the gray stuff. If you've ever seen Beauty and the Beast, the gray stuff looks like a soup. It is. So my thoughts were always that it was like some sort of mushroom soup. And being someone who really enjoys savory, I was really kind of hoping the gray stuff would be something like that. But obviously, to appeal to the masses, it had to be something sweet. And I'm glad that they did it the way they did it because it is super delicious.
Yeah.
But I get the croque madame for breakfast, and it's to die for. And they bring out this little tray of like pastries. So you get a chocolate croissant and a cheese Danish and a cinnamon roll and a couple like little muffins and stuff.
Pack them in your bag afterwards.
Feed everybody just on its own.
Yeah, we get those to go, and then you can basically get whatever you want to drink. Usually we get a bottled water to like last us through the day. But I think this last time we got some really good coffee, which for me it was all right. And then lunch, always potato and leek soup. So now you can take reservations and you can pre-order it too, like 30 days before you go. So if you've pre-ordered it, you skip the line of where people have to go and order. And this actually benefited us the first time we did the pre-order because they were doing the the plastic cups that they had that had the rose in it that lit up.
Yes.
So we had pre-ordered them, but they ran out. Anybody who had pre-ordered them, even though they were taken off, still got them. So had we not pre-ordered, we never would have gotten these cups. So that was really awesome. But then lunch, they have like potato and leek soup. Amy gets the French onion soup. They have a niçoise salad that's usually really good.
I've had that.
But they have, things that are good for everybody. And you can sit in the main dining room, which is the ballroom. And then off to the right there is I don't know what it's supposed to be, like the drawing room or something. I don't know.
It's gallery.
Yeah, it's a room with lots of pictures and a statue of Belle and the Beast that twirls around. And then you can also eat in the West Wing.
Right.
So that's the one I always
in October. And this was really cool because we booked our reservation right before the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party had started. So as we were walking out, we got to see all the costumes before the day that we were supposed to go. But one of the desserts that they had for dinner was the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party dessert that I got to have anyway. And it was a little like orange tart with a little pumpkin Mickey on top that was really cute. But dinner was awesome. It's probably one of the best dinners that we had. We got a charcuterie plate to start. It was, pretty big. We got to have wine, which was a nice addition. And then I got this like seafood noodle dish that was amazing. And Amy got lamb that was also just as incredible. And then they bring out, they wheel out the dessert tray and everything. And we got to pick our desserts. And it was my birthday, so I got the gray stuff. They piped Mickey onto a plate in the gray stuff, which was really cute. And put a little candle in it. And then one of the really cool things about this is they give you this little rose, and it's like a GPS. Or no, I think they do it by your magic bands now, so they don't even give out the rose.
Well, it depends. So if they can read your magic band, then they don't. If they can't, then they give you the rose.
Anytime. So either way, you go sit down wherever you want, and then magically they come over with your food. So
I'm always no end impressed by what I see the employees do. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I saw someone who had apparently put a bug in the ear that he was going to propose, and so when they brought out the cupcake, it had a full-on drawing in chocolate of Beauty and the Beast, and just made it all very extra special because they knew that he was going to be doing this.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
And then I have one more place. It's a quick service. It's Sleepy Hollow, and that sweet and spicy chicken waffle, bring back the arugula, is incredible.
Actually,
really good.
And you'll hear this on News on the Nines, or sorry, Amy's Daily Dish.
Daily Dish.
Next week's episode or the week after's episode. I don't remember. We recorded it on Saturday. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't know when it's going to happen. But they have churro ice cream sandwiches now.
Ooh.
That's all I have to say. Churro ice cream sandwiches.
I
Ice cream, swirly churro, boom.
I did check the menu, and I was very sad to see that they had taken off the ice cream cookie sandwiches, because those were fantastic. They were 2 freshly made chocolate chip cookies with a scoop of ice cream in the middle that they just sandwiched together.
But you can get that at Gelati in Italy anyway, so in Epcot.
That's
churro.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's funny because Amy and I were talking on one of One Little Spices podcast about how Disneyland has much better churros than Disney World, and Disney World needed to get on their churro game. And then like the next day they were like, and we have this churro ice cream sandwich. And I was like, they heard us.
then how far behind can the cocoa churro be?
Oh my god. Well, it's funny too, because one of the ones we were talking about, it was the carrot cake one that you shared with us, and we were like, why can't they just drizzle it with the topping? That would make it much easier to eat. And then the next churro they announced was one that had drizzle of some sort on top of it. I was like, where are they listening from?
From your magic band.
I do have a couple of them laying around.
Same here. Mike, where do you like to eat? What's your favorite place?
Well, I was going to say Be Our Guest, but someone took that. And I was going to say the Jungle Cruise Skipper, but someone took that one as well. So
You have to call dibs.
What does that leave you with, Mike?
I know Jonna didn't have a really good experience, but the Columbia Harbor House, I have always just chosen the Anchors Away, the tuna fish sandwich, and I have never been disappointed with it because it's like fresh. It's a nice, really good tuna. The bread is huge and it's multi-grain with actually huge chunks of grain in it that you can.
Ooh.
And the crust is really nice and firm, but the bread is soft, so it's really perfectly well done. And it's made with a bunch of freshly made homemade potato chips that are so good and crispy. So
that sounds yummy.
Do you know what I want to try? The Dark Horse Tavern? Is that the barbecue buffet? All you care to eat one? I can't think of
There is a place in Magic Kingdom. It's named. I think it's like the Golden Pony or the Golden Horse or something like that.
Diamond Horseshoe.
Yeah, that one.
No, the Diamond Horseshoe.
Oh yes.
Dark Horse,
I've heard
Diamond Horseshoe.
I've heard mixed about it.
Well, one day Amy and I were walking by and they were like standing outside, like begging people to come in to eat lunch there. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We had already eaten, so. Ooh, also Pecos Bill, those nachos with that unlimited toppings bar. That is the most amazing snack. You buy one, you get all the toppings. You just eat all the toppings and you fill up, and it's perfect for two people.
Actually,
Nice.
I don't know if it counts as a meal, but as an eating experience, I got to rank right up there. The fireworks dessert party. Oh my god!
Oh, I've heard good things about that one.
That was amazing, and I like that they threw in some savory stuff. It wasn't just all sweet.
Did they?
Sweet. They had cheese and crackers. They had fresh fruit. And I gather they're expanding that out even to more savory options so that you can balance that sweet with something more lasting, because otherwise you could make yourself real sick. But that is such a phenomenal experience, and I highly recommend. And I thank you, Mike, for having taken me to experience it.
Now, did you guys have garden viewing seats or terrace viewing?
I think ours was terrace.
Yeah, it was terrace. Yeah.
I hear the garden view is amazing because you sit in those little green patches in front of the castle, so you get more of like a direct view.
Well, yeah, but you have to sit. You have to get there early to sit like in the front, because if you come like at a regular time, you have to sit in the middle, and then you have like jackasses in front of you.
Whoa!
We were right up against the railing, and we had a totally unobstructed view for.
Yeah, if you get that seat right up against the railing, it's perfect. But any of the other seats in the terrace don't seem like they're such great views.
And I was just amazed by the detail. I mean, we got the cupcake, and it's got a little square of chocolate that's maybe an inch by an inch, and it's got Mulan in perfect detail on that one little thing. Plus,
I know how to make chocolates like that. They're a lot easier than they may seem.
But they had that. They had tiramisu. They had chocolate dipped strawberries. They had cupcakes for the kids. And I read that they're now making it interactive, because now they're adding stations where you can make your own s'mores. Ooh. And the kids can decorate their own cupcakes.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I want to make my own s'more. Oh, they brought the s'mores back at Ghirardelli in Disney Springs.
Nice. Okay.
I'm hoping they have them in the fall, because they're just like massive and homemade marshmallows and gloriousness.
Cool. Mike, anything else about Columbia Harbor House? Or
yeah, their seasonal cobblers are always super delicious.
Ooh, what flavors are they?
I've had blueberry. Yeah, both times I've eaten there, I've had blueberry, which is just a blueberry cobbler is just delicious. It's got a nice little slight crust on the top too.
It sounds delicious.
Super.
I like a good cobbler.
Mm.
Nice.
And I also do have to give a quick shout out to Casey's Corner.
Yep. Oh, you took mine.
I like their seasonal dogs.
Go ahead then.
What do you like, Julie? This?
I like the seasonal dogs that they have.
Oh.
You know what I do not like?
What? Yeah, they're corn dogs.
Nuggets. I think one of the ones that they had, one of the seasonal ones they had, was made with like a pretzel roll, and it was out of stock when.
Oh. I have now. Truth be told, I don't have a lot of Magic Kingdom dining experiences, only because usually we have the park hopper, and we tended to eat in Epcot. Some of the stuff we've done, like we've done Cinderella's Royal Table, and A+ for presentation, about a B- for food. I talked about Casey.
Also one of my favorites. We talked about that on last episode of One Little Spice. Go listen to us there.
What's that? And I talked about Cosmic Rays last week. But Casey's Corner, it was just like, I don't know if it was just when we showed up, it was the perfect lunch, but it was insane. I was not expecting that when I was going to order a foot-long hot dog, it was in fact 12 inches long and just like bathed in chili. And it was decent chili. It's hot dog chili, but it's decent for hot dog chili. And I think
their hot dogs are really good.
Oh, they're tasty. And their French fries may be my favorite fries on property.
They're like the smaller ones, right? So they get
crispy shoestrings, yes. But they give you, they're almost like Five Guys. They fill the negative space with French fries. And it's like, thinking about going there next year, it's like, well, Jamie only eats French fries, so this is perfect. But
we also right now have a strawberry mint julep lemonade, or just a mint julep lemonade, that they brought around for the Kentucky Derby. That's supposed to be really delicious.
Nice
little like refreshing iced lemonade.
Yeah, if that's like the one that they serve at New Orleans Square, that is really refreshing on a hot day.
Oh, like that.
Like lemonade with just a little hint of mint to give you that cool pop.
Yeah.
So I heard mint being described in a very interesting way today. I don't know if I shared it on Facebook and y'all saw it, but someone said that mint is like cold spicy.
Pretty
That's
much.
a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Yeah. Also at Casey's, Autumn got a mac and cheese dog.
Yeah.
Which is an obsession now. You could logistically
I hope
put
that one's better than the one that they had at. So there's a secret menu at the All-Star Music Resort.
Yeah.
Where you can get a cheeseburger on a cinnamon bun.
Oh.
And it was amazing. And a foot-long dog with bacon and mac and cheese on it, not so good. But I assume Casey's probably makes a better mac and cheese than the music resort.
I had a bite of it. It was really tasty. And I've actually, because of that,
didn't they have a truffle mac and cheese dog somewhere, or a truffle dog somewhere? I don't remember
somebody
where.
I don't think it was Casey's, but somebody did have one.
But and then now it's gone.
Yeah. But I last summer went through this thing where I was like making mac and cheese burgers for the kids.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Yeah. It was quite tasty.
What I want to try sometime, and it's probably the most fattening thing ever in life, making a patty out of mac and cheese and then breading it and frying it and making that the bun of the burger.
Yep. That would be the most fattening thing ever.
That would be so delicious, though.
Was your mac and cheese burgers, was it a burger with mac and cheese on it, or was it a patty made out of mac and cheese?
No, it was a burger, but in lieu of a slice of cheese, it was a big dollop of cheesy mac and cheese.
Oh.
Carbs on your carbs.
Yep.
Hey, beef
protein.
is not a carb. Beef is a protein.
That's true. It is.
But the bread.
How do you know he served them with bread? He may have just served a patty with some mac and cheese on top.
Yeah, that would be wrong. That's like eating a sandwich made out of two fried chicken breasts.
So they have a naked chicken chalupa at Taco Bell, and it's amazing.
I've had it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I was so surprised. First off, best hangover food ever, but also really
I'm sure.
But today I made a cheeseburger, and I had to make it in like the shape of my sourdough bread, but I made it on rosemary sourdough bread. Ugh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so delicious.
That sounds yummy. So All right, so let's wrap up our conversation with the thing we love most about the Magic Kingdom. Julie, why don't you start us off?
Cinderella's castle. It's just so cool. So walking into the park, you're like, oh, look at the cool, awesome train. Everything's so wonderful. And then you walk in and you just come around the corner onto Main Street and then boom.
There's the weenie.
Cinderella's castle. And Amy and I get Mickey cake pops and take a picture in front of the castle.
Oh.
That's what Walt referred to as the weenie.
The weenie?
Yeah, because when he had a piece of hot dog, he noticed that the dogs would always follow it because that's where their attention is. So he wanted something that drew your attention. That was the castle. That was the sphere at Epcot. That was the whatever.
It's the centerpiece of the entire park, and it is. I mean, I defy you to find
symbol of the whole of the as much as Mickey's head is, it's the symbol of the company. You look at any.
It's what they open their movies with.
Yeah. And I also understand that they need to do construction and things like that. But the last couple times that we were there, they were doing construction on Main Street, and they just had these horrible brown cloth walls. And I know when they've done when they were doing renovations on in Liberty Square and things like that, the sides of the buildings were actually just paper versions, not paper, but you know what I mean? They painted on versions of the building, so it still looked like you were immersed. So it kind of bothered me that, especially on Main Street, because it's Main Street, that they didn't do the same thing. So for a lot of my pictures of the castle, there's just this big, ugly brown wall in it.
Oh. At least you
didn't have
a scaffolding.
8,000 more times, but just saying.
That time was ruined.
All right. Your favorite thing, Sorcerer Mickey's, what is it called, Mike?
What?
Is it Sorcerer Mickey, the cards, the card game?
Oh, Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a Lumiere. I got to trade for him, and there were 2 of them, so I got 2 Lumieres.
Nice.
I got a whole bunch of cards around here somewhere.
So, Mike, what's your favorite thing all around about Disney, about Magic Kingdom?
Well, I mean, what's not to enjoy? Well, as we talked about last time, but I would say
Stitch's Greatest Adventure.
The thing that kind of stands out for me the most is probably the music. And the way it's theme, you walk down Main Street and you got the turn of the century music playing around, but you turn and you go into Adventureland, and somewhere along that bridgeway, the music from Main Street fades out and the music from Adventureland fades in, and then you walking through and you hear the Adventureland music going all through, and the same thing happens when you go into Fantasyland, into Tomorrowland. The music it surrounds you, but it keeps you into the theming of whatever land you're in.
And it's so seamless that you don't even notice it, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, and it's just the coolest thing. I also love that they pipe chocolate chip cookie smell and popcorn smell.
Oh yeah.
It always makes me want popcorn, and I have to remind myself that the popcorn doesn't taste as good as that smell.
But you stop and watch them make the candy in Main Street.
Yeah, the confectionery. That's awesome.
Yeah, you could just sit there and stare at it for half an hour as they're making whatever they're making.
I love watching them do the glass blowing too, and the glass.
Oh yeah.
That they do. I have actually a really cute poison apple that Amy picked up for me. That's so adorable.
Nice. Jonna.
Yep.
Jonna.
Oh, okay. I think one of my favorite things is they learned some stuff when they between building the Magic Kingdom and when they had done Disneyland, and I like that they set aside more areas for the characters. And I don't really recall Fantasyland before they did what they now refer to as New Fantasyland, because I first went to Magic Kingdom when I was about 6, and then not until I was, we won't get how old, but Mike took me there. And but I gotta say, I've seen video and I've seen the characters. They're there. They're interacting. It's not just this long line waiting to see them. And I'm always forever and always impressed by the people they get to do them. Particularly, I've seen the video of the guys who are doing Gaston are tremendous.
Yep.
I still need to try LeFou's brew.
Oh, I think it's delicious.
I don't like apple juice. Does it taste like apple juice?
You're not going to notice it because it's going to be so hot. All you're going to think of is, refreshing.
That I'm quite the foodie and have a very refined palate. I will probably not feel those thoughts.
Oh, okay.
But what's the brew topping? Isn't it something like apple pear?
It's a pomegranate. It's like a pomegranate marshmallow whip.
Yeah,
It's
if they could
very
just
light.
my cup up with that and just a tiny bit of the brew.
I don't know. It's not very sweet apple juice.
Okay. I just don't like the taste. I love apple cider, not juice.
Right. It is worth it. I'm not a big apple juice drinker either, but I really loved it. And again, it's because it's just so damn refreshing.
Ooh, they also added actual sandwiches to Gaston's Tavern. It used to be just desserts, but now they have a couple lunch sandwiches, and they both look amazing.
Oh,
Mike, you remember when you showed that picture of the cinnamon roll?
oh yeah, I was just gonna say that if you ever have the chance to get one of those cinnamon rolls at Gaston's
we
Pub,
keep needing to get one, and we need to ask for not just extra icing, all the icing, because someone asked for extra, and that just wasn't enough for me.
This thing is, honestly, it's enormous.
oh yeah,
The guy in front of me ordered one, and I'm just like, I hope you're sharing that with your family.
So my question about this cinnamon bun, though.
You can hollow it out and live in it.
So I'm partial to the cinnamon bun. Is it better? So I like a really moist, like gooey cinnamon bun. I don't like the dry outside. Normally I take out the outside layer and eat the inside because it's gooier.
Honestly, we didn't eat one. I saw one. I'm like, good God.
Did you eat one, Mike, or are you just telling me that it's good?
Oh no, I have had one. It's not like super gooey inside, but it is super moist and soft.
I just need it to not be dry. That's my issue.
No, not dry at all. It's gigantic. It's got lots of icing on top, and the bread is nice and soft and warm and squishy.
Now, are there nuts in it, or is it just cinnamon?
Just cinnamon.
I know I said cinnamon the wrong way. It was a joke.
Yep.
Cinnamon.
We gotcha.
Cinnamon.
Jonna, what else? Anything else about Magic Kingdom?
I gotta say, I really enjoy the Muppets doing their variation on American history. Especially Miss Piggy as, well,
King George, because she had to be royalty.
King George, so it's like Queen Georgina. But I just sat and laughed unreasonably hard at that.
There was actually one attraction in Liberty Square that used to be one of my favorites.
Which one's that?
The Hall of Presidents.
All right.
They added spikes to it. That's all I'm gonna say. They added decorative spikes.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Let's move that, and we'll go
I just
over what
love
I like.
Abraham Lincoln. He's my man crush. Abraham Lincoln.
I think it would be funny if they did the same thing as they did with Duff Gardens, where he like crushes a beer can on his head, then does a that is a full wrap.
Well, at my tattoo parlor, there's a picture of Abraham Lincoln with 2 full sleeves.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like that's my kind of Abe Lincoln.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I like about Magic Kingdom is their is just the differentiation between the lands and how you can just blink and you're just in another area. You're in another part of the world. You're in another part of time. And they do a really good job with that type of immersion.
And I feel like they do a really good transition between each of them too.
Right. The other thing too is that I like it's an actual circle it's very hard to get lost in Magic Kingdom because of that.
I've gotten lost.
I've lost my direction, but then we usually find it. And it's always around Seven Dwarfs Minecart, where I'm just like, oh, that's where we need to go. So that's really all I have to say.
You can't really get too lost there. I mean, I hadn't been there since I was 5, and the first time I'm there, with the exception of Liberty Square, which Disneyland didn't have, I was pretty much, things were where I expected them to be, except that you guys don't have a mountain at the end of Main Street.
Yeah, someone's very used to the Matterhorn being there.
Yes, but
I'm still so mad that I forgot to go on the Matterhorn.
But I can still, I could navigate around there without any undue trouble. I mean, it's like a compass point. As long as you know where the castle is, you can get anywhere in the park.
Pretty much. So, anyway, let's get out with our shills and promotions. Julie, where can we find you?
All right. So One Little Spice is on Podbean at onelittlespice.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes. I was going to say Twitter, but we're not there yet. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify claims that we're on Spotify, but we can't find ourselves yet. So that's a work in progress. And we are on Twitter at One Little Spice. On Instagram, we are _little_spice. On Facebook, we're One Little Spice. And then we also have the One Little Spice group where we have all sorts of fun discussions about the podcast and all things Disney food and tiaras. You saw that post. This is actually a crazy busy week for us. We have a magical snack corner that is coming out on Wednesday, and that is for our patrons. So we also have some other patron exclusives, like a 4-pack of buttons and being a host on Magical Snack Corner. So that is patreon.com/onelittlespice to get access to that. We also have our episode about the Crystal Palace coming out on Saturday, and then hopefully on Saturday, our vlog about the vegetable terrine at Akersh House. I still don't know how to pronounce that. You will hear on this next podcast, or the last podcast, the podcast that just came out this past weekend.
Yeah,
How horrible I am at pronouncing Norwegian words. It's pretty hilarious.
I was just listening to that on the way home, and it's that open-faced sandwich thing. It sounded like you were calling it a small board.
So it's called a smarabroad for realsies, but I just call it a schmashma because I don't know how to actually pronounce it. So it's just the running joke now that Amy pronounces it correct and I don't. So that is our latest vlog. So that is the Taste Lab. If you search it on YouTube, all of our podcasts are there as well, and also our vlog on Le Cellier's cheddar cheese soup, which you should make because it's awesome and amazing. And even in the recipe, there's a little gluten-free option too for all y'all that can't have flour. And then we're on TeePublic as well. So if you'd like to buy a One Little Spice shirt, head over to teepublic.com and search for us.
So awesome.
I feel like that's a great way to wrap me up.
Yeah, sorry. Getting this thing from this jerk Mike who just texted me.
How rude.
I forgot to silence my phone. That's actually on me. So you can find me and Mike at our home, Geek Salad, which is geeksalad.podbean.com. Also available pretty much everywhere Julie just mentioned. So
and almost
Stitcher,
Spotify too.
Yeah, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play. Yep. Spotify.
I got so excited. I was gonna post it on Instagram, and then I was like, I should probably check this link, and then it was like, this doesn't exist.
Error expected, an unexpected error. We're also on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio. We are on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Oh, and also you're watching us on our YouTube channel. So don't forget to comment below, like and subscribe, please. Because again, we do this every week. Always a new episode. And this week, well, actually for shows that we just did last week, we just released our amazing ice cream episode. And then this week we are going to be recording our favorite cover songs. So songs that were covered by other bands that improved upon their originals.
I hope it's not Africa by Weezer.
There's no comment to be made. There were no spoilers on this show, Julie.
I'm just saying. I heard it, and I was not impressed because it literally wasn't a cover. It was a karaoke. Just saying. Just saying, Weezer. I expected more.
Yeah. Well, so we will have we'll be recording our cover song episode this week, which should be a lively conversation. We had to cut down how many we were allowed to pick.
I'm still trying to.
We have a 3-hour show.
Have you already recorded it yet, or can I throw some into the mix at a?
You can throw some in when I put it on the social media pages.
Perfect. I've got a couple really awesome ones, especially ones that my mother's like, "Ew, the original was so much better. How can you like this one?"
And then you slap her and say, "Shut up, old woman."
I would never do that. She's my mother.
I understand that. I'm just saying. So yeah, and Jonna, thanks for joining us again. I feel bad. It's like we have to establish a podcast just for Jonna, so she has some.
So are we doing anything else? Are we doing like best resorts? Are we doing Magic Disneyland?
I was just getting to that.
Okay, sorry.
Next week we're going to travel out west, and we're going to talk about the California parks.
I've actually been there, so I can participate.
Awesome. I've never been to California Adventure, so I'm just going to be the guy going, yeah, but what about this? But what about this? So we're going to do both kind of a best and worst, like and dislike of California Adventure in one solid episode.
Well, perfect timing since they just opened up
Pixar Pier. I kind of half love it, half hate it. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I have to watch the DFB on their food.
The food looks amazing. The whole thing seems like it was really well done. They took away my favorite roller coaster.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, they just revamped it, so it's still the same thing, but
Actually, I saw a video of that, and I think, Julie, the next time you come out, you will still be, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, and I love Pixar, and I love Cars Land, and I love what they did with it, so I don't think I'll be disappointed. I was just really upset when they initially said that they were getting rid of my favorite ride in California Adventure.
No. And all I have to say about that is, ka-chow! So anyway, until next week, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
I'm Julie.
I'm Jonna.
Go forth.
Hakuna Matata.
Have a magical day. Hakuna Matata.
Makuna Hatata. Oh wait, no, sorry.
Damn it, Mike. Push the button.